Sitao.
Hello,
Hi.
hello to be here.
That was a great event.
Thank you so much.
And we saw the introduction of the Anker SOLIX Solarbank MAX AC.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this new product of Anker SOLIX?
Well, this is our new product, which is revealed here at the show. So this is a plug-and-play home battery, smart home battery, and it's capable of doing 3,500 watt AC charging and discharging. And that's not only the most important part. This one section, the main unit you can see here, this is a 7 kilowatt hour unit with a 7 kilowatt hour battery built inside. And this is not only a bigger battery than our current lineup, but this is also a 10,000 cycles, 314 amp hour battery. So that means it will last you for more than 10 years. It will last you with a build quality of 15 years. And additionally, you can see here, we have a small pack here, expansion pack here. So that means together combined, we have a 14 kilowatt hour in one system here. So for a lot of users, this is plenty enough for their daily consumption.
So, if we can say there are some difference with the other SolarBank Pros, for example, the SolarBank 3 Pro,
Yes.
it's the 10,000 cycles, much more capacity,
Yes.
and much more power, of
Yes.
course.
So, I mean, this is a product that we really wanted to build for the Dutch and the Belgian household, because from our research, we find most Dutch household uses about 7 to 10 kilowatt hour a day. So that's 24 hours. And that means that, with this power, this system, it really, one block is enough for all of your energy use in a day. And that's a plug and play solution. So without going to an installer, without having installation, have the added cost uncertainty about did you find the right installer or not, what about after sales service? This is just you buy it, you plug it into your socket, and it works out of the box.
So that's where the name AC coupled,
Yes.
AC comes from.
Yes.
So it's AC coupled. Can you explain it to the people? What does that mean?
Yeah, so that means if you have already a solar panel installed, which most households in Netherlands do already have a solar panel installed, without really configuring with your existing system, you can just plug into the socket, and then when you have additional production during the day when there's sun out, you can save that energy to the bank, solar bank, so you don't have to send it back to the grid, especially after end of this year when the net metering is cancelled. All of those energy you feeding in will be worth nothing. So you're losing when the solar is actually most active, you're not actually making any use of that energy. So with the AC, by plugging in simply, you can store all that energy and use it later in the day, let's say when you're cooking dinner, when the sun is down already, and use it for your own consumption.
Well, what I like about plug-and-play batteries is that my father can install it.
Of course.
Can you tell something about the installation of this
Yes.
battery?
So we want to make sure, what we say is 5-minute startup. So it essentially works out of the box. So we want to make sure that every user, whether you're quite technical with your product, or having a phone messing up with the app is some trouble for you, you can also have this product set up, ready, and used. So all the setup process for this, we design it so it can be done within 5 minutes. It's a quick recognition, like when you're connecting actually it will be simpler than when you're setting up your robot vacuum at home, and then it's working ready off the box. If you have a dynamic contract with the energy suppliers, we have worked with 830 plus energy suppliers where you can just log into your account in your app for your energy supply, and then you can automatically raise your price, charging and discharge, buying and selling, and then it will work with the AI mode to look at your consumption, to look at your weather forecast, to look at your production forecast, and with that dynamic tariff to tell your system to charge and discharge whenever it needs to be. And that's all automatic, and that's all done by AI inside the app.
So I also saw during the presentation something about the voice control.
Yes.
Can you tell more about that?
Yes. So we actually not only made the product itself AI enabled and smart, we also made the app AI enabled and smart. So we also have a lot of users, they don't want to go through the settings, they don't know where to find something, they just want to change a quick setting, or they just want to have a better insight about the energy consumption and their usage. So we have built with ChatGPT underlining model, a multi-language support AI assistant in the app. So you can talk to it, you can say, hey, Anker, please charge my battery to full when I come back from the party tonight. Or let's say, how much energy did I use last week? And it will give you based on your language, so in Netherlands it will speak to you in Dutch,
Okay.
that exact information, or if you want to change the setting, it will change that setting, or in some security related setting, it will take you to that page where you can change that setting by yourself. So that's all done by a system. So whether or not you know how to use the app, you can either work with the Anker system, or we have built a display in the front of the product you can see, which you can see exactly what happens on the product, whether it's charging or discharging, how much percentage is, whether it's connected by Wi-Fi or not. So you can get all the information at a glance at the product itself without even pulling up your phone.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the capacity of this battery.
Yes.
The base unit has 7 kilowatt hours.
Yes.
You can expand it with expandable additional batteries. What's the name of the?
Extension battery packs.
Yeah,
Up to 42 kilowatt hour.
up to 42.
42 kilowatt hour, yes.
Okay.
So that's quite a big system. And more importantly, you can see this is a 7 kilowatt hour battery, and it's actually 7 kilowatt fully usable 100% depth of charge battery. So that's also what sets us apart is if you see a lot of the battery that you can buy on the market, or plug and play battery you can buy on the market. They say, let's say this is a 5 kilowatt hour battery, but in reality you can only use about 4.5 of it because they had to save some battery locked away for remaining charge for the whole system to work. Whereas for Anker, we have made sure with our proprietary energy optimizer built inside that for the 7 kilowatt hour, you can actually use that full 7 kilowatt hour. So when you pay for 7 kilowatt hour, you're getting full 7 kilowatt hour for what you paid for.
And about the power,
Yes.
3,500
Yes.
watts.
Yes.
That's the first time I see that kind of power at a plug-in battery.
Yes. Yes. So the system itself is capable of outputting actually 5 kilowatt hour with backup and on-grid at the same time with additional battery pack. So actually it's a little bit even more powerful than 3.5. But with just a single unit, with just an AC on-grid connection, it can do 3.5 kilowatt. And that's why we're in the app, when you first connect it, when you first set it up, it will be locked at 800 watt. And of course, if you want to open the power to more than 800 watt for discharging, then we suggest you to connect with professional electricians to advise and connect the system on a dedicated circuit for you to better operate the power with a safe environment. Yes.
Well, they are already starting the party.
They have the party going.
Okay, but it can deliver a discharge with 3,500 watts through the plug.
Yeah, through the socket. So a regular socket in your house, the socket itself is rated for actually 16 amps. So that's 680 watts of power. But we have limited this, so the maximum output for this is 3,500 watts. So we have a buffer between the maximum, considering the aging of the socket and everything. But to have more than 800 watts, the socket itself has to be connected to a dedicated socket. But I would add that I guarantee you most Dutch houses actually already have dedicated socket in their house, and I leave that as an Easter egg for the user to find out themselves. But I also have to mention the backup, because the backup socket on this device also supports maximum 16 amp, 3,680 watt of output. So that means any home appliance you can find in the house, you can plug it in directly to the backup, and it will be powered, no problem. The backup actually supports peak power of 7 kilowatt for 1 second. So that means you have an EV charger plugged in, you have a heat pump plugged in, you have a washer or dryer plugged in. It will power those devices at startup, no problem.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. The last few days there was a lot of concerns in the Dutch media about safety and fires. What kind of, I heard about the 7-layer safety safety measurements.
Safety procedures, yes. So, of course, it's a very powerful device. We want to be the best fit product, just one unit of it, to the best fit product for Dutch houses. But without safety, none of that really matters. So that's why we built this product to be the most safe devices we have launched ever in the market. So it comes with a 7-layer of safety. So one of the layer is a fire suppression module built inside the battery. So So that's, you can imagine it's a fire extinguisher. So hopefully, we were just talking with some users downstairs. They said, well, but you don't want me to ever use it. That's exactly the point. So we've added a function in the battery, which we hope never to be used.
Yeah, it's a safe ID.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ever in the lifetime of the lifespan of the battery, but it's a fire extinguisher. So in case you have abnormal temperature, then the fire extinguisher will release aerogel to cool down the temperature and release the pressure. And more importantly, we also have a pressure relief valve built inside the battery. So release the pressure of the battery if there's abnormal pressure built inside. And this pressure relief valve is actually an industry grade pressure relief valve. So on the market, if you see a lot of the batteries, their pressure relief valve, some of them don't have it, which I think is a no-no. But for the ones that has it, their pressure relief valve is smaller than a coin. But for us, if you can see on the later have a close shot on the side.
Yes,
it's these two. It's a very, very huge pressure relief valve, and that's an industry grade. That's you see on small CNI solutions, and that's really designed for really high powerful pressure relief of the system.
Can you tell me something about this port?
Yeah. So this is the communications port. So the system itself is not only capable in itself. We have built it so it works with anything you can find in the market. So it supports Open API, it supports SG Ready, it supports Modbus, it supports DIDO. So you can connect it to a wide variety of systems, and you can make this to be part of your home smart system. Of course, to add to that, we also support home assistant in this device. So you can, I know there's a lot of fans and users, active users, power users, who really like to work with the home assistant. And so this device also will be having full official home assistant support. So this can really be part of your home smart system and to work together with all the other home smart devices you have.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's great to hear. What are your goals for 2026 with Anker SOLIX?
Yeah, so first of all, when we developed this product, and this product was specially developed for the Netherlands and Belgian market. When we developed the product, we really want to say, if you look at the 2.9 million households with solar panel in Netherlands alone, a fraction of them has storage. And then with soldering ending or net metering ending, end of this year, all of the solar power that's generated during the day, when they feed into the grid, will become a waste. Not to mention the congestion in the waste for the grid. So what we want to do with Solarbank MAX is to really be a simple, easy, all-in-one solution for a lot of those 2.9 million of those households. Where at the end of this year, when the policy changes, they can say, okay, I grab one, I plug in, I solve the issue, and that simplicity and that easiness is what we want to achieve in this market. We want to help the user to solve that issue and solve their problems. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's join the party, and thank you
so
very much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.